Coins are a shit show right now. And there you have the largest, most conservative, completely compliant institutions on earth putting $400 million, SEC regulated entities making a bet in the middle of a shitstorm on stablecoins. It's a turning point for crypto. That's what I think. We were supposed to get a policy just on stablecoins reviewed this month. They pushed it, and I'm talking about now on the Hill in Washington, they pushed it to September to consider it. You got to remember, there's Haggerty, there's Loomis, there's Toomey, and Toomey is going to retire in January. He wants to get one piece of policy done. He wants to get stablecoins regulated. And the policy they're putting forward, I've been spending a lot of my time in Washington on these bills, and I'm not the only guy doing this, and I'm totally transparent on my interests here. I want to get some kind of payment system for my global businesses when we're transferring cash. I want to use USDC between here and Geneva. We index. I have an indexing business, so we're constantly, every day, taking US dollars, ACHing it over to Zurich. They charge me a fortune for that. It takes 36 hours sometimes. Then they nip me on the FX trade when I go into Swiss francs and buy a Nestle or a Roche or whatever I'm buying to index it, and then they screw me again on the way out. I could completely eliminate that with a payment system, and everybody knows that, so there's a lot of utility. Second reason you got to be bullish here is this. Both sides are supporting this, Dems and Republicans, because it makes the dollar, if you get a US stablecoin policy in place, it makes it the default payment system of the earth. Not the Swiss franc, not the euro, not the British pound, not the Chinese yuan, the US dollar. So this is coming back to the House on the floor in September, and it may be the first piece of legislation that provides the launch ramp for more crypto policy. Now, you know there's a war going on between the SEC and the other regulators, a turf war on crypto, but you can't deny crypto is here to stay. In fact, I believe in the next 10 years, it'll be the 12th sector, the S&P. And I'm trying to make bets all through the continuum of projects. I own everything. I have 32 positions. I don't know which ones are gonna work. I don't need them all to work. I just need a few. Huge position in Ethereum, huge in Bitcoin, Solana, Polygon, Helium, Pollen, the new one I just took on. There's all kinds of projects. And the thinking for me is this. You go teach a class of MIT graduates in engineering right now. I do guest lecturing there. 1/3 of the class are entrepreneurial. Where do they want to go? They have no interest in working in any of the 11 sectors of the economy. They want to work on the blockchain. They want to be in crypto. You can't pour that much intellectual capital into something and not have great outcomes one day. It's like being at the beginning of the internet. And I'm talking about the smartest, brightest men and women from around the world saying, screw everything else. I want to work on crypto. So.
I would just add to what Kevin just said. Fidelity, which I proudly represent. We've been in Bitcoin since 2014, so not a lot of people appreciate as a legacy financial services firm how long we have been involved. I was part of a delegation in Austin, Texas in June for the consensus. And we had the regulators, we had the senators, who we all know who are proponents of the space. And we had the chair of the CFTC there. And there was a lot of consensus, for lack of a better word, that at least regulating the stables is kind of the ultimate no-brainer. You don't even have to worry about whether it's a security or commodity. So that was pretty low-hanging fruit, and obviously it's good that it's hopefully going to happen, because it will legitimize the space, and it will help the institutional adoption. It will make institutions feel a little bit more comfortable that there are actually some guardrails involved, even though it's only the stable side and not the actual space itself. But at least it'll be a start.
Everybody in the entire financial world is short upside calls on crypto, right? What that means is the more the price goes up, the more regulation changes, the more they have to get involved. I've seen a setup once like this before, which was the launch of the GSCI Commodities Index back in the late 90s. And basically nobody had commodities in their portfolio. Everybody went to about 5 to 10% weighting, right? The amount of buying was in the hundreds of billions of dollars. The magnitude of what needs to happen here and the fact that everybody's short means that over time, they all get flushed in. And all the conversations I have are with the biggest financial institutions on earth, whether it's the sovereign wealth funds, the biggest asset management firms, the biggest family offices, the biggest pension funds. I mean, it's on everybody's radar screen. And incrementally, every bit of news you get that's positive on regulation, or somebody like BlackRock showing the way, or somebody like Texas Teachers showing the way, or somebody like Fidelity showing the way, makes people braver and braver. You know, when you look at what Goldman is doing, JP Morgan's doing, I mean, you're giving confidence to more people. All they need is a bit of price action and they'll be in.